Sound Chef.
You want to snuggle up in bed with me? No chance, boy.
Coming up today, I'll be showing you how to make your very own Bonnie to treasure forever.
The balloon that's on a record round-the-world trip.
And Crazy for Cardboard, how you could help build this amazing sculpture in the Millennium Dome.
Hi there.
Hello there. Now today is a very special day because it's Bonnie's last programme.
Yes, she has worked incredibly hard for Blue Peter for 13 years. And now it is time for her to hang up her collar and enjoy a well-earned rest.
Well, there's lots of people who are going to miss her, so thanks so much for all the brilliant letters and cards you've sent in, especially for Bonnie. They're all amazingly colourful and very imaginative. I particularly like this card that has come in from Verity Terry. It has a lovely Blue Peter ship on the front, but when you open it, Bonnie pops out. And Hannah Fullerton has made this a very special felt heart, especially for Bonnie. It's going to go into her basket, and it's got a bee on it, so that Bonnie, no one can nick it.
Oh, heartfelt, felt heart. Isn't that lovely? Now, I like this card, which shows a very happy, smiling Bonnie. She's dreaming of this great, big, juicy bone up here, and it's got a two-tone colour scheme. If I open it up, there's another little bone inside, and it says, Happy Retirement from Dean and Sam. And another really cool card is this one, and it's been sent from Jasper, the Golden Retriever. Now, if we look, there's Bonnie and a heart on the top, and it says, Bye-bye, Bonnie, we'll miss you. And there's Jasper inside, and there's a little paw print there, and I reckon that Jasper had a little bit of help from his owner, Tim Nichols.
I think you might be right. Now, this is my favourite. Look at this. This is a poster. It's made by James Cavill, and it's actually got Bonnie. Look, Bonnie's got a walking stick there.
Look
and if
at
you
that.
you come in here, you can actually see she's also wearing a pair of spectacles. She's a grand old lady. Thank you very much for that. That made me laugh, that one. Great. But we all really like this card and poem, and it's come from Chloe Knox, and she writes, I shall read this now. I cannot say goodbye. You are my special friend. I love you very, very much and don't want this moment to end.
Oh,
well, like
sweet.
Chloe, we are all going to miss seeing Bonnie in the studio hugely. It's going to be not the same place without her, really, is it?
No, it's not. Poor Bon. Now, Bonnie's a really tough act to follow, but we thought very hard and we decided that Mabel would miss her and would want some company in the studio, so we wanted to find a friend for her. And we didn't have to look very far. Simon, can you introduce us to the newest member of the Blue Peter team?
Here she comes,
Oh,
everybody. Meet
hello.
Stand by for a handful.
20-week-old Lucy, who, as well as being our brand new dog, she's going to be living with Bonnie. And just like Bonnie, Lucy is a golden retriever, and as you can see, she's already got her first collar and lead.
Don't we love her? Isn't she lovely?
marvellous?
We love
So
Lucy.
sweet. It's a
Now,
historic
as Lucy, she's a very young puppy, obviously, so we thought it would be a great idea on her very first show to give her a bit of a checkup with Blue Peter vet Joe Ingles. So, Lucy, it's off to the vet.
Now,
Good luck, Lucy.
Lucy's been taught some commands, and they need to be short. So, Lucy, walk. Come on,
Come on,
Lucy.
Lucy.
Come with me. Come and meet Joe.
very good.
Here she comes.
Hello, Lucy.
Joe, welcome to Blue Peter.
Hi.
What do you think of our new star?
She's adorable, isn't she? She's obviously very well-tempered and very friendly, although I think she
Lucy.
might just be able to smell the vet in me. And she looks like she's getting the hang of those basic commands, so she's obviously very intelligent.
Lucy's got a big future ahead of her on
Definitely,
the programme.
yeah.
What do we need to be doing to take care of her?
The most important thing with any new puppy is to make sure they get their vaccinations. Now, Lucy's already had these done when she was 9 and 12 weeks old, so she's fully protected now. And she can go out and mix with other dogs, which is great. The next most important thing to do is to fit her with an electronic microchip.
What's one of those?
Right. This is the microchip here, and it's inserted under the scruff there, and it's a tiny little chip which you can just see in the end of that sharp needle there. And what we do is we insert it under the scruff there.
Oh,
And then
she just sneezed.
if she ever gets lost or runs away or anything, then whoever finds her can use one of these little readers here just to read the tag there, and then that'll show us exactly where she's come from and who her owner is, and she can be reunited then with her owners.
She's very lively, isn't she? What else do we need to do?
Right, I mean, there's lots of other important things to do. Right, as she's opening her mouth so nicely there, I can give her teeth a good check over there. She's got lots of lovely sharp teeth coming through there. And those are all her adult teeth. All her baby teeth have gone off to the dog tooth fairy. Lots of other things to do as well. I'll listen to her heart to make sure that's all fine.
I'm sure actually so lively it's going to be a good strong beat.
There's lots of panting there, which I hope is Lucy, but her heart sounds fine there. Yeah,
Good,
that's fine.
good.
It's also important to make sure she's well wormed, she's regularly wormed, her diet's right, her exercise is right. And one of the other things we can do now in the surgery are weigh her and measure her, and then we can keep a track of her as she grows.
So weigh her now?
Yep, we'll weigh her now.
Come on, Lucy. It's your big moment. Here
Okay,
we
if
go.
I take her off you there.
Okay, I'll get on the scales.
Yep.
Because you need
Come
to
on,
get my
Lucy.
weight first, don't you?
Yeah, if you just take a note of your weight there.
Okay,
and then
that's
if I
about 72.
pop
Here we
her
go.
there.
Oh, there we
And
go,
I'll
Lucy.
make
What do
a
you think of
note
that?
on her record card. Yep, so she's about 17 kilograms there.
She's a big dog already, isn't she?
If you want to pop her down, we'll just
Okay, here you go, Lucy.
measure her height.
Gently onto the floor. Oh, well
There
done.
we go. If we
Well
could just
done.
get her to stand up.
Stand up,
there.
Lucy. This is another test for her. Up you
Okay.
cut.
And there you
There we
can
go.
see she's about 50 centimetres now, so she's probably got about another 10 or 15 centimetres before she's up to Bonnie's size.
She's going to be a big dog, isn't she?
Big dog, yeah.
Thanks ever so much for coming in,
Pleasure.
Joe. Lucy, there's one more surprise for you. Come on. Come on, come on.
Oh, we're going to have some fantastic fun with Lucy.
Oh,
now, we're
yeah.
going to make, this is the big surprise, because we've got a record book here, and this is it. And basically, inside, we're going to log Lucy's progress. And we've started off here, we've got some great pictures of Lucy as a puppy, if we have a look in there.
Oh,
there
cute.
she is, 1 day old, 3 weeks old, with the rest of her litter. If we go on to the next page here, you can see we've got Lucy's first show, which of course is today, 22nd of February 1999, and we've taken some pictures today, so we'll glue those in there after the show. And actually, this is very similar to one that we did for Bonnie, actually, which was done 13 years ago. Have a look at this.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Janet Ellis
Oh, wow.
and Bonnie, and then
Look
the
who
legend
that
that is Simon Groom
Woohoo.
with a young Bonnie there
Oh,
as well.
so tiny.
Fantastic. Great looking through that. 13 years old, that. Fantastic.
Wow. Now, I have actually brought a camera with me today, and I reckon that we should have a photo of Bonnie, Simon and Lucy so that
Okay.
we can remember this
ready to get out of the
occasion.
way?
So you're going to say cheese?
Come on, Lucy. Have a
Go
look.
on,
Say
Lucy.
cheese.
Oh, there we go.
She was trying her best.
Oh,
Well, Lucy,
sweet.
that's an excellent start. And one other thing we're going to be doing along with the book over the next few months is I'm going to make a video diary of her. And we're really looking forward, all of us, as I'm sure you are, to getting to know Lucy. And you'll be able to follow all her adventures too.
And the best of British to you, I say. Now, as you may have seen on Newsround last week, another hot air balloon has set off on the quest of becoming the first team to fly non-stop around the world. Well, before they left, the pilots invited Simon on a tour of their specially designed capsule.
It was a sight to behold as the balloon, standing higher than Nelson's Column, prepared to lift off. For British pilots Colin Prescott and Andy Elsom, this was the culmination of months of preparation. They hung on for ideal weather conditions, and they got them. It was a perfect launch. Flying non-stop around the world is one of the most sought-after records. So far, no one has come near. Andy and Colin's epic journey started in Spain. From there, they headed to Africa. Their route takes them over India, then south of China, who's refused permission for them to fly over. The Pacific Ocean will be one of the biggest challenges. If they manage that, the balloon will head over the United States. To take the record, it has to cross the same line of longitude from where it started. Just before they left, the two pilots showed BP around their high-tech pressurized capsule, which is now their home. Andy and Colin are two of the world's most experienced balloonists. Andy has designed and built several of the balloons which have attempted the record in the past.
Well, this is one of our two bunks. This is Andy's. As you can see, he hasn't made his bed, but it's very comfortable. He's got nice fleece blankets and sleeping bags. And we've got a number of shelves up here made of lightweight fabric to store all his clothes. Up here is basically one of the domes which we can see out of the balloon, and we've got a ladder in case we need to get outside, which goes up here. The galley is here, which is basically our kitchen, and that doesn't consist of very much. As you can see, it's just a sink and a kettle, because that's all we're allowed to take. We have our oxygen and nitrogen supplies in order that we can breathe just as though we were at sea level. And finally, just before the second bedroom, is this loo behind the curtain. But as you can see, it's not actually quite finished yet, I'm afraid. But when it is, it'll be just like any loo that you find in any aircraft when you're going on holiday.
The thing that we miss most is the freedom to go for a walk. You know, we're just stuck in here. We can, if we're flying at low level, open the hatch and go and sit on the outside. But if things are going well, most of the time we're going to be up at 30, 32,000 feet with the hatch shut. And it's basically that, you know, you can't do any exercise. Normally I go mountain biking every day. Colin goes running. But here we are, you know, we've got a chair and a bed and there's not much room to move.
As far as problems are concerned, hopefully there will be none. But of course we have to anticipate them. There are 3,000 parts in this balloon, unlike most balloons, which have very few. And lots of things could go wrong. But we've spent the last 8 months training absolutely thoroughly for any kind of emergency that we can think of, and I hope there won't be any that we haven't thought of.
And Colin really does mean any emergency. They've had to undergo rigorous survival training. The RAF has helped prepare them in case they're forced to ditch in the mountains, jungle, deserts or sea. They've also been thrown out of a plane at 4,000 metres just to get the feel of it. But this record attempt isn't just about the pilots.
This is Mission Control in London, the nerve centre of the record attempt. There's a whole team of people here working round the clock to give Andy and Colin the support they need. They're using the latest technology to monitor the weather and to plot the best route for the balloon to take.
To achieve the record, Colin and Andy have to cover 18,000 miles. Depending on the weather, it could take anything from 2 to 3 weeks.
Lucy is very excited about this attempt, and so am I, because earlier today I managed to get through to the pilots on their satellite phone. Didn't I? Got through. Colin, it's great to speak to you. How's it all going?
It's going very well. We've taken 5 days now to get down to Africa. It's been an interesting journey. It's been much longer than we'd originally intended, but it's right on strategy since we worked our route out a few weeks ago.
Colin, whereabouts are you now?
At the moment, we haven't seen any road, house, nor even a camel, not any civilization for about 4 days. I mean, we're right in the middle of the Sahara, and we're just coming up to we're in Mali at the moment, and we're coming up to the border of Niger. We've just come over the top of a country called Burkina Faso, which I don't think many people have heard of, probably.
Okay. We heard you did a skywalk over the weekend to carry out some repairs. What was that like?
We had harnesses. It was perfectly safe. I'm a little less experienced than Andy is because he's a proper mountaineer. But he went down and carried out some various repairs on equipment, and in particular did some refueling, because since we lost our permission to fly through China, we're trying to go the very long way round, and we needed to take on another 3 tons of fuel. And that means carrying huge barrels around our sides. So we have to pump it into the main tanks. So that means going outside every now and then.
Now, we've all got our fingers crossed back here at home that you're going to complete the record. How confident are you that you're going to succeed?
Well, it's much more difficult since the Chinese withdrew our permission. Much more difficult. But so far, we're absolutely on track. And really what we're doing is we're getting ourselves to a point in central India, that's the idea, whereby we can try and find a wind that takes us south of China. But what it does mean is that we can't forecast what the weather's going to be like when we get there. So to some extent, we have to take our chances.
Well, Colin, it's been brilliant talking to you, and all I can say from everyone here at Blue Peter is all the very best to both you and Andy.
Thank you very much. We'll hope to talk to you again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow.
All the very best indeed.
It's only a matter of time, isn't it, before someone cracks it? Let's hope it's those two.
I reckon it will be them.
I've got a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I've got every faith in them. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Blue Peter Menagerie. Look at this. All our dogs and all our cats, all in the same space. Watch and enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. Now, with only 313 days until the year 2000, get planning those parties. Work at the Millennium Dome in Greenwich is going full steam ahead. Oh, now that the roof has been finished, the dome is already a very striking feature, towering over the landscape of East London next to the Thames. The huge site has changed beyond all recognition since we buried our special Blue Peter time capsule last June. The dome is divided into 14 zones, and our capsule is buried in the National Identity Zone. Another exciting structure, and one of the most unusual in the dome, is the Local Zone. It's a phenomenal building made from recycled cardboard and paper. This is the very first time anyone has been allowed to see it, and it shows how waste can be turned into something beautiful. But it's not just beautiful, it's big as well. There are 100 columns ranging from 10 to 24 meters tall. Look at that. Now, all are made from recycled cardboard, and they'll be strung together with steel to hold in position what will become the world's largest cardboard structure. Now, visitors will make their way up these ramps to begin their exciting journey inside. The theme of the local zone is us, the people of Britain, and the places where we live. It's going to be celebrating people from all walks of life and feature the variety of communities that make up life in Britain.
And because the building is about people, the architects are giving the children of Britain the chance to help build it. The idea is that every child in the country can send in a piece of cardboard which will become part of the actual local zone. Now, I know that's very exciting, but Blue Peter viewers are going to be the first to hear about it. And the first 50,000 viewers who send their cardboard will have their names put on this record-breaking building itself. If that idea appeals to you, all you have to do is to get hold of an empty cereal packet or grocery box and get cutting.
Yep, it's as easy as that. Now, we've worked out that if you use a CD case to draw around, that's roughly 14 centimetres by 12 centimetres, it will be the perfect size to pop in the post. Now, if you are using a cereal packet, we've worked out that 6 thicknesses will be just about right, and they can be posted for 20 pence once you've stuck them all together. But if you're using thicker cardboard, like corrugated cardboard, make it 3 layers like this. Now, when you've cut out your cardboard squares, put a tiny amount of sticky tape in each of the 4 corners, and then you need to write your name on one side, and make sure you write it clearly because you don't want them to misspell it. That would be an error. And then on the other side, put this address. It is Paper Building, Halifax, HX4 9RP. That's Paper Building, Halifax, HX4 9RP. And don't go forgetting to stick a 20 pence stamp in the corner and get your cardboard in the post as soon as possible.
And talking of cutting, if you've been making these tiny versions of our pets, now's the time to add the most important member of the family, and that, of course, is Bonnie. That way, even though she is leaving the programme, she will be yours to keep forever. Now, there she is, looking very cute, together with Mabel, Karaoke, George, and even we've got a little Lucy one down here as well. And just like Mabel and the cat, she is made from toweling and filled with split peas. Now, apart from a few scraps of material for her nose and her mouth, all you need to get started is a paper pattern. And for this, I've got a piece of paper which is 18 by 20 centimetres. And what you want to do is fold it in half widthways, and then at one end, starting about 6 centimetres from the folded edge, draw a slanting line to about halfway along the other unfolded edge. Cut that out. That will be your pattern, which you can use to cut out a piece of material which is exactly the same shape. Now, with that piece of material, you want to fold it in half and then simply sew all the way along this long edge so that they're joined together, and then sew around the top. Don't sew it together, sew around, leaving a piece of thread, and around the other end as well, just like that. So what you can do then is actually, oh, hang on, that's got to go through there like that. Just pull that through. Bear with me, folks. There we are. You can actually pull that round like that. Now, at this point, I was hoping to do a bit of over-sewing. Unfortunately, the thread has come out of the needle. Let me just very quickly see if I can get this through, and if I can, we'll be in luck. Can I do this live on national television? No, I can't. Well, what I was hoping to do was to over-sew that together, but basically you'll have time to do that. Just over-sew it to make sure it's nice and secure. Just wrap that round, and then when you've done that, you want to simply turn it all inside out to get rid of the messy thread, and you will end up with a body shape like that. Next thing you want to do is fill it up, and to do that, I've got those split peas. You might remember from last time, what we use is the top half of a funnel. Just put that in there like that, and that means that the peas do not go everywhere. So just pour them in. Pour, 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 pour. 4 pours, because that's what a dog's got. Okay, there we go. Stick them in like that. Oh, I've just filled that up nicely. There we are. And then just pull that little bit of excess thread in again, and just sew over the top to make sure it's nice and secure. A few little stitches, and then you will have a secure body. Next, we're going to make the head, and the pattern for the head is just what I've done is draw around a dinner plate. You fold it in half once lengthways, and again, and you'll end up with this sort of fan shape. And again, that is what you require to make the head from, just cut out a piece of material the same size and then fold it over and sew all the way down that edge, making sure it's nice and secure, and again sew around the top, but don't seal it up because of course you've got to fill it with the peas again. Now at this point I'm going to turn it inside out. Very important this, before you fill it up, turn it inside out, but don't push the point all the way through because you want to leave it nice and square, because that's actually going to be Bonnie's nose, and if you leave a little hole in there then it makes an ideal map. There we are. So I can just check there. So yeah, perfect. Lovely. There we are. Okay. The next thing you want to do is fill that again with the peas and then just simply pull a piece of thread like that just to secure the whole thing up, and you will end up with a head shape like this. Now this is very important this, a nice little touch, because what I've done is taken a piece of thread and wrapped it through and back out the other side, so that when I pull it, you can see if you pull it down, it actually pull, there we are, just checking on Bonnie, you can see it makes a nice nose shape. Once you've pulled it down, you can secure the piece of thread at the bottom with a needle, and you will have a perfect shaped head for Bonnie. Next thing you want to do is to fix the head to the body. Now, where's the seam on this? There it is. Make sure the seam is at the back. That's got to be at the back because that's going to be the back of the dog. Just make a little well in there, and then just a dab of glue, stick the head on like that. There we are. I haven't got time to stick it on yet, but you will. And next off is the ears, and these are just made out of little sort of triangular shapes of the same fabric. You can sort of play around with it, but again, you just glue those on like that. There we are. Look, it's starting to look a little bit Bonnie-ish now, a little bit Bonnie-ish. Next thing I've got to do is bring in the legs and the tail, and I've just attached those on. There we are. They're just little sausages of the same material, curled up at the end to make little paws, and let's turn it around. Look at that tail. Again, it's a long piece of fabric with a little pointy end, which makes a very cute tail. Right, this is the bit where it really starts to look like Bonnie. I'm going to add all the facial features, and I've got here a little small U-shaped piece of pink felt, which makes an ideal tongue. Now, you remember that little bit that we didn't push through that I said makes Bonnie's nose and mouth? Well, if you're very careful, you can just stick in the tongue there. Now, you'll be able to glue yours. I haven't got time. But look at that. Isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever seen? Next, we want to add the nose. And let's check which way around. There we are. That's right. The little nose goes on there, like that. Little nose. Make sure it's not crooked, because Bonnie will never forgive me. There we are. Lovely. Okay. And finally, the eyes. Now, the eyes are made out of split peas, which have been painted black on a little bit of brown paper. So one goes on there like that, and another one on here. Right. Very crucial, this. Get those eyes level. How's that? Is that level? Yeah, nice. Okay, finally, I'm going to add the collar. Now, of course, look at this, attention to detail. This collar has got a little bit of gold on it, which signifies that gold badge that Bonnie now has around her own collar. So I'm just going to put this on, make it nice and tight, secure it at the back, and put her collar on there. Now, we've got here a little basket, because we're going to put her in here because she is retiring, and we hope she has a very happy retirement. And what we've got here is a basket which is made out of a little margarine tub. It's been coloured, and the front has been shaped up. And in here we've got some little material which looks like a little tartan duvet blanket which she was given for Christmas one year. Look at this. She's going, oh, look, the collar's come off. You're not going in while your collar's come off, Bonnie. There we are. Stick her in. In she goes. Look at that. Well, I am sure that Bonnie herself will be as comfortable as her look-alike is. Look at that. Aww. Fantastic. I shall take it over for her.
I think she'll love it. And
so
do you know,
sweet.
I think Lucy was even getting excited about it as well.
Oh, yeah, Lucy was. Lucy wanted to join in there. Now, Wednesday's Blue Peter will be very special because we've devoted it totally to Bonnie. You can see many of the magic moments in Bonnie's life since she first appeared on the show as a tiny little puppy way back in 1986.
Yes, it's sort of like a canine, this is your life. And it's definitely one not to miss. And you can have a little sneak preview of that in just a moment.
We'll be back in the studio with Lucy on Friday, so...
We'll see you then, and we're going to miss you, Bonnie, aren't we?
Hey, I'm going to put it here. There we are, I shall put it there.
See you then.
See you later. Bye. Bye-bye.
All right, darling. We all love you too.
You blow with me, Bonnie. Are you ready?